We're about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, I'm not too sure, into the NBA season. But at this point, Victor Wembanyama is looking like he's the best basketball player on this planet.
He's got the. I wouldn't call him the best yet. All right, calm down. But I mean, those handles at that height is absurd.
Not just the handles, the defensive ability, the offensive ability. He's the all-in-one
We we
package.
we got to that part, but I mean, he's whipping out the handles now this year. It's crazy.
And that's what's scary. But we got a lot of NBA to talk about, so let's jump into it.
Welcome to the greatest podcast on earth. Nothing agreed. We have a great show for you tonight, so stay tuned and buckle up.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Nothing Agreed. Back with the boys today. We have our second NBA episode, like official episode. We did have our preview one that we kind of did, but this is kind of our first one through the season that we've done. I can tell you're excited about this one. Baron, I just always ask it, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. The weather's getting colder.
That's not good.
And I agree. I am much more of a warm weather kind of guy. I think the weather getting cold, it brings like a little fun, like kind of like 2 week phase. It's like the Minecraft phase for me. Like it gets a little cold and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then it gets really cold and I'm like, I hate this. So yeah, I like extreme heat over extreme cold. So that's just a southern in us, though. That's southern
Yeah,
boys.
no, that's true. I much prefer the Heat. And you know what's hot right now, though, Brooks?
Transition. Go ahead.
The NBA, baby. We are
Oh.
back in full swing. One of the hottest scoring starts to the NBA season. Actually, the hottest scoring start to the NBA season in league history. I didn't know if you knew that
Yes.
or not. But yeah,
Yes.
we've had
Yes.
multiple 50-point games already, multiple 40-point games already, lots of 30-point games, 20-point games. It's been crazy.
Yeah. Austin Reeves is averaging 36 because he scored that 50 and that 40, like 5 bomb or whatever.
I think there's five players right now averaging more than 30 points.
Yeah. Lauri Markkanen's one of them with 34.7. He dropped 50 last night. Yeah.
Do you
Kind
know
of
who's
crazy.
number one?
Who's number one, Baron?
My GOAT, Tyrese Maxey, leads the league in NBA in points per game right now with 26.1, I believe.
37.5 points per game.
Even better.
Wait. Time out. Just think about what you just said. There are 5 players averaging more than 30. He leads the league with 26.1. You said
Did I
there's
say
5
26?
Yeah, you said
Oh,
26.
I meant to say 36. My bad.
Oh. And even 36.1 would not be leading the league because Giannis has 36.3.
Yeah, and I had my facts wrong because he has
So
more than that.
I'm
So
happy to
look at
help you
that.
out.
Yeah, but yeah,
There
76ers,
hold
one
on,
of the
let me
league's
fact check
hottest
you. There are
teams.
9 players averaging above 30 right now.
Oh, 9?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I only saw the top 5. Look at that. I mean, yeah, it's just a hot scoring start. Look at the teams that are off to a good start. Thunder 5-0 leads the league, best percentage so far. Then you got the Sixers and the Spurs both sitting at 4-0, and then surprisingly, the league's last undefeated team, the Chicago Bulls, right there at 3-0.
That was so surprising to me. And Nikola Vucevic is turning back the clock. I mean, he's actually playing like we all know his offense, but not horrible on defense, which is what some of the little bit of the struggle has been for him.
And then everything else has been rounded out by their young core with Josh Giddey, Io DeSomo. I forget their young guy's name that they drafted last year, but he's been balling as well. That one white guy, I forget where he's from.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they're playing really good. But yeah, how are your Hawks doing?
Horrible.
All
I mean, are we surprised? Under exceeding expectations like every Atlanta team ever. Yeah, no such thing as
I
happiness
in that
my
play-in
life.
tournament.
Hawks suck. Falcons suck. Braves sucked. Yeah. I've honestly the only sport I have not become tabs with that I should is the NHL. That one I need to keep more tabs with.
There you
I gotta check the record of my team in the NHL and see if they're actually good. But yeah, we can talk about some NBA. That's what we're focused on.
Exactly. And I'm going to take a minute here to talk about one of the brightest spots in the league
Oh,
right
my
now.
team, yo, my team's one of the best in the league.
All right. All right.
Hold on, I'm not
This is an
talking.
NHL episode. Calm down. And it just started. But
Yo,
just
you
like the
calm
NBA.
down. All
Anyway,
right, calm.
the Philadelphia 76ers, if you're a Sixers fan like I am, it's looking like it's going to be a great season. Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, VJ Max, as the kids are calling them, is easily looking like one of the best backcourts in the NBA. Personally, I'd say it is, but like I said, you have Tyrese Maxey, who leads the league in scoring. He's up there in assist numbers. I think he's sixth or seventh. I know what I meant. I didn't mean to do that, but I know he's somewhere around there. He has a lot of assists as well. He's fourth in three pointers made, I believe. So yeah, he's looking like an MVP candidate out the gates. Then you have VJ Edgecombe, who's looking like a rookie of the year rookie of the year out the gates. 34 points, second most points in an NBA debut since Wilt Chamberlain, or not second most, but most points in an NBA debut since Wilt Chamberlain. I think it was third all time. We already talked about all that, but he's continuing to play very well. And then you got Quentin Grimes coming off the bench, who I know I said Jared McCain, but Quentin Grimes is playing like a sixth man of the year right now as well, averaging somewhere in the 20s. But yeah, he's on a contract year, so he knows what he's playing for. A lot of money on the table, and he wants it, and he's playing for it. Then you look at the rest of the bench. Adam Bona stepping up, playing great defense, had 5 blocks last night in the Wizards. Some crucial late game plays to help us close that game out in overtime. Andre Drummond's coming in, giving us a lot of rebound numbers. And notice the one name I haven't. Also shout out Kelly Oubre, who's just been playing his role phenomenally this year. But notice I haven't said Joel Embiid's name yet once, Brooks. It's because
Trash.
he's on a minutes restriction. I think he played 18 minutes last night, 20 minutes last night, and he's still giving you buckets. So, this is the vision, right? Number one, ideally, Joel Embiid is healthy enough to play significant minutes come playoff time or end of the season. We all know what he can do when he's healthy. He's one of the league's best scorers of all time. That's not a fact, or that's not an opinion. That's just a fact. Then you have what's his name, Jared McCain. Once he gets healthy, where's he even going to fit into this backcourt? Of my personal decision, I think Quentin Grimes might get traded if he keeps playing this well, because he's going to have a lot of value, and there's not enough minutes for all 4 of these guys. That's if what's his name, McCain comes back and plays the way he was last season. And everyone's kind of forgetting about Paul George. What does he have left in the tank? Anything at all? It doesn't look like we need him, but if he can come back and give us some sort of positive upside, I don't know. I'm just gonna say it, and I'm a fan, so you can take this with a grain of salt. But look at the East this year. Look at how the Sixers are playing so far. Look at the guys on this roster. Finals run is not out of the picture right now. This team could fuck around and be dangerous.
Second round exit.
That's crazy.
I think
Probably,
it's a hot start. It's an 82 game season. We'll see what happens. Maxey's playing very well. God, I was looking at some of these numbers just because I had to. I didn't know Wemby was doing this crazy, yo.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's probably gonna win MVP.
It might still be Jokic, yo, because Jokic is averaging a triple double still with 16 boards a game and 12 assists a game on top of 20 points with 2 steals. But Wemby having 4.8 blocks per game. I mean, next is Walker Kessler, who is he's a shot stuffer with 2.7. I mean, it is insane what Wemby can do, dog. The length is insane with Wemby.
He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year and probably MVP.
He'll win Defensive Player of the Year, no doubt. I mean, that was the obvious one coming into the year. Probably like minus 500. I mean, he should have won it last year if he wasn't injured. So because of the whole game restriction now. So yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. I don't know if Jokic is going to have a great case this year, especially with the way Giannis has been playing so far this season. I just don't think he's going to have. I know that averaging a triple double is great.
Voter fatigue's probably going to hit him too. So
that could also be a factor. The way I see it, I don't think the Nuggets are going to have a great seeding when it comes time to finally put that because that does have an effect. You've had voters come out and say that has an effect. So they might not be in the best position to kind of boost his image, I guess is the best way to say that. Whereas opposed to a guy like maybe Shea or a guy like Wimbenyama or even a guy like Giannis, depending on how the Bucks play.
I mean, they're
Maybe
two
he's
and
doing
one.
enough to do
They're
that.
four. They're the 4 seed right now. I mean, it's only been 3 games. You
I
know, you
know,
never know.
like I said, it's only been 3 games. You're right,
Should be
but
3.
you look at this team right now. Jamal Murray's playing out of his mind. So is
Yep.
Aaron Gordon. I
Yep.
don't see that sustaining throughout the season. He's kind of on the back into his career. I think that'll start to teeter out a little. And then yeah, Bruce Brown. We'll see how he plays. But they lost Michael Porter Jr. Replaced him with Cameron Johnson though, so that'll be helpful. I don't know. This is for me. This is kind of the Nuggets. Nuggets are one of those teams that like can they? Because they didn't look great last year when they didn't have. Was it Jamal Murray that was out all season? Or most of the season, something like that. And it was kind of
Yeah.
like Jokic had to do most of the scoring himself. They weren't great. So my only thing is, how does this team bounce back this year? To me, I think it's probably going to be the MVP is going to be between Wembanyama and probably Shai Gilgeous-Alexander again. And then my hopeful is Tyrese Maxey can stay in these conversations, but
Wemby's
I don't think that's gonna
Wemby's just
last.
insane, dude. He's
He
literally
is,
just insane.
and
What can you do against the man? He becomes a communist and he starts balling out. I mean, it's
mhm.
insane what he can do with the ball, without the ball, in transition, offense, defense, all facets of the game. He's elite.
Yeah,
So
the Spurs got another generational big player. History just
yeah,
seems to repeat itself, Brooks.
yeah. Huh. I
But
mean, the only thing, I mean, he's still good. Only averages 1.5 turnovers a game. He shoots above 80% from the free throw line. I mean, 36% from deep.
yeah,
God,
it's it's
yeah,
not fair, is it? But
no.
we're gonna have a little fun segment here that maybe it's permanent, maybe it's not. But we're at the start of the season. We had a lot of teams that had a strong finish to the season, and we're looking to get a good start going into this season. But maybe not the case. So we're gonna ask these teams what's going on. We can knock some of the easy ones out of the way. The Pacers. This was a finals team last year. Started 0-3. Obviously, their problem is they lost Miles Turner and they don't have Tyrese Halliburton. So not much to spend there. But Dallas Mavericks, 1-3. Kyrie Irving isn't playing, so we won't hold
Correct.
that against them. But Cooper Flag, #1 pick, generational player. Put him with Anthony Davis and Klay Thompson. Still 1-3. What's going on? Anything, Brooks?
I mean, I wouldn't be concerned if you're a Mavericks fan. You're still missing Kyrie Irving. You need
Mm-hmm.
Cooper Flag. It's 4 games in. Some people start hot. Some people start not so hot. And again, it's 4 games in. Let's calm down. I mean,
Exactly.
they're gonna at least I'm gonna say at the worst make the play in. At the worst, they make the play in. There's no
I,
way. There's no way they're one of the bottom 5 teams in the West.
They should. They should. And you look at the games they played too. The two of their losses, one to the Spurs, one to the Thunder. Granted, they got the fuck beaten out of them by the Spurs, but
Yeah.
lost. It was a 7-point game to the Thunder. That's not terrible. And then you beat the Raptors by 10, which is also a good win. Don't love a 10-point loss to the Wizards, but Wizards are looking kind of scary this year. So yeah, like you said, early in the season,
Yeah.
not much going against them. I would like to see Klay Thompson play a little bit better. Um, Probably, maybe I'm asking for too much. Maybe he's that old, but I think the Dallas Mavericks are expecting him to do a little bit more than what he's doing. So we
Yeah,
will
that's fair.
see what's going on with them. Next team I have on here, the Boston Celtics. Obviously you don't have Jason Tatum, but this was still considered one of the league's best teams, sitting at
No.
1-3.
No.
What's going on? Then you must have not have been paying attention to the media.
You must not have been paying attention to general consensus.
Well,
The
I
general
was paying.
consensus I heard was this is a 7 seed, 8 seed, 6 at best.
I know. Well, there were some prominent media members talking about this team's ceiling, or this team's ceiling was a 4 seed. So
Maybe like extended ceiling, but no. I mean, that team lost its core foundation. It lost Porzingis. It lost Horford. I mean, it's not just Tatum that went down. This team is in a clear kind of retool until
mm-hmm.
Tatum comes back, and they shouldn't play him this year at all. unless they do have that ceiling 4 seed and he's available to play and is
But
100%.
devil's advocate, I'm gonna go here and look at their roster just so I'm aware. You still had Jalen Brown, you still have Derek White, you still have Peyton Pritchard, and you picked up Anthony Simons. I remember that was a big deal when they made that trade.
It's not like it's a huge deal.
I'm not saying it's a huge deal, but you look at some of these games. And they also have Chris Boucher. I didn't know that. Oh, what did I do here? But yeah, you look at some of the games they've lost. They lost to the Pistons. They lost to the Sixers. They lost to the Knicks, who we're about to talk about the Knicks here in a minute. But Pistons have not had a great start either. They're sitting at 2-2, but there's some games that they probably should have won as well. So
to me, that's a better start than a worse start for the Pistons. 2-2.
that's
It's
fair.
not a bad start.
Historically,
for Detroit.
I think that's fair. I think a lot of their
Detroit, yeah.
fans were expecting something a little better to start the season. We can just bump right over to the Pistons if we want to talk about them. But yeah, beat the Wizards, lost to the Bulls. I'm not going to say that. Beat the Rockets. That's a pretty good feat, and they beat the Celtics. Or maybe one of these was a not playing preseason game because they lost to the Cavaliers and they lost to the Bulls. So yeah, they beat the Rockets and they beat the Celtics. So honestly, you're right. Not a terrible start to the season. But it's kind of weird. You beat good teams, but you lost to I'd say, quote unquote. I guess the Bulls aren't really a bad team, but
They're undefeated right now.
Yeah, I don't love the Wizards. They have 2 losses. What are they? 2-2 as well.
Yep.
Why can't I find the Wizards on my thing?
What can you not find them on?
ESPN. Oh, I see them. Never mind. Oh, they're 1-3. Yeah, they're 1-3. But they looked good. They had a good look to the season. But yeah, another team though, only played 3 games. That's kind of weird. The Rockets. I think this was a team a lot of people thought was going to really contend out the gates, picking up Kevin Durant, having this young core ready to go, sitting at 1-2. I think they play tonight and tomorrow night, so we'll see how they deal with that back to back.
They lost to the Thunder in a close one in double overtime. They lost to the Pistons at home, which should be a win. But they took care of business against the Nets, pretty easily. So that got them a little
Which
bit
is good. The Nets aren't good.
Again, we'll see this team once again is dealing with a lot of adversity, in my opinion. Of course, with some changes to build team chemistry, but the biggest thing to me is Fred VanVleet tearing his ACL like a week before the season even starts. So that changes your entire complexion of how you're going to do things. So first 3 games, 1-2, not the best, but I still have confidence that they're going to be a top team in the West.
Yeah. 2 more teams I want to talk about, and we can move on. Orlando Magic. This is another team a lot of people were very high on.
That's a team that I had top 3.
Especially being with a weaker Eastern Conference.
Yeah, 3 or 4 seed.
1-3 out the gates. Now, yeah, looking at they beat the Heat. That was good, but lost to the Hawks, lost to the Bulls, lost to the Sixers. Now, granted, Bulls and Sixers, they're top of the Eastern Conference, but yeah, like we said, this team had the talent. They made the big trade to go get Desmond Bane. We weren't in love with what it sets them up for long term, but for an immediate win now move, that wasn't the worst thing you could have done. And it's just not coming together yet. Paulo Banchero seems to not be at his best right now. Franz Wagner. Yeah, I really don't know what to say about the Magic. I think they should be contending better in these games. I believe they were up against the Sixers. I don't know if they were winning against the Bulls, but yeah, they kind of had a late quarter collapse against the Sixers the other night. So I want to see if that team can kind of get out of their early season slump and pick it back up, because like we said, it's an 82 season, but you get behind and you spend the entire season playing catch up. That's not the position you want to be in. And the last team I want to talk about, and I don't think there's any reason to panic, but me personally, I kind of expected a better start out the gate. Sitting at 2-2, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Anthony Edwards injured, doesn't help.
Is he?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that, so my apologies.
No, you're good. He was it a hamstring injury and a hamstring injury that was keeping him out for 2 weeks. That was announced I think 4 days ago. So my guess he probably missed 1 or 2 games.
Okay.
I forgot if he missed the second game for that their other loss, but
Well, they lost. They beat the Trailblazers by 4 to open the season on the road, so we'll
yeah.
give them credit there. But then they lost to the Lakers in LA by 18 points. Then they beat the Pacers by 4, and then they just lost to the Nuggets by 7.
Well, the Pacers win by 4. It's essentially 2 games without Ant. He did play that game, but he played 5 minutes,
Okay.
and that's when it came up. So 2 games without Ant. We'll see how they can maintain and try to make it happen. 2-2. If they can just stabilize a little bit while Ant's gone, then you're good.
Yeah, fair
Then you're
enough.
good.
All right. Let's move on to our next topic of discussion then.
Let's
Luke
do it,
Brooks,
baby.
The NBA is slowly being taken over by foreign players. I believe the last, what is it, 6 or I'm not doing it again. So
6 or
7
7.
or 6 MVPs were all players that are not from America. You see in this rookie draft, or each rookie draft class, there seems to be a foreign player who comes in and becomes a star. And you also, so I don't know what I was going with that last point, but what do you think the NBA should do to kind of encourage this sort of or international expansion that they seem to have on their hands?
I think it's already happened. I mean, I don't think they need to encourage anymore. Don't make a franchise outside USA, in my opinion, or not the USA, the Americas. Don't do that because travel will be horrible. But I think they've done well to expand. They've done the games already overseas, like how the NFL does it,
Mm-hmm.
how the MLB is doing it now. They're doing their games overseas. I think they're doing the best they can to spread it throughout. So again, I think they're perfectly fine at what they're doing right now.
Yeah. I actually had an idea that I was thinking about the other day that I would just want to throw out there, but in the wake of this sort of surge to American basketball from all over the world, and like you said, the international games have been a success. There seems to be a fandom of American basketball that exists overseas.
Yes.
And so my thing is, what if the NBA looked to create another sort of pipeline, I guess, league, kind of like the G League, but start one overseas?
They're doing that.
Like what?
Adam Silver announced they're making a league overseas.
Yeah, but is it like directly related to the NBA,
I don't
like
think
the
it's like
G
a
League
G
is?
League where they can call you
Okay.
up, but it is an NBA league they're making overseas.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know
Which
it was
would
an
be
actual league.
which
I thought they
would
were
I
just.
think so. NBA league overseas. I mean they have FIBA over there.
No, I
Um
know, I know, yeah, I know FIBA's there, but I was thinking more like an NBA sort of like pipeline, kind of like how the G League can be for some players. Like you have maybe 4 teams, one in each big country over there in Europe, and you have all these players that you can even you don't have that like a assigned like parent team like even the G League does, but when like say an injury happens or yeah, like with the Sixers last year, that's the most recent one I can think of when like 13 of the 15 roster spots were injured and then we were just calling up all these G League players. Like a team like that could look at that sort of league and pool of NBA players and just kind of seamlessly sort of sign them or call them up to play for their team and get compensated for it. And I think that would promote uh, basketball more in Europe. You could have teams or you could have fans like have this fandom, go to games, like see how that works before maybe even expanding it that way.
I mean, do you feel like they're not doing that already with the overseas games, having games, seeing how people enjoy it? I mean,
Yeah,
what
but
they're
I
doing
feel
right
like
now.
I think you have to go for it. Like with the overseas games and even with the NFL kind of, I feel like it just feels like events. And if you want to establish a league overseas, you have to see if there's recurring attendance, recurring interest. Now,
There
of
is.
course, if you're an NBA basketball fan in Europe and there's a basketball game that's like an hour to maybe 2 hours away from you that happens every year, you're much more inclined to go to that one. Whereas
Mhm.
if there was one that was happening every week, every other day, you're probably not going to go to every one. So maybe but if you live maybe 30 minutes or less than that from it, and you are a big basketball fan, you can afford it, then maybe you would want to do that. So that's kind of the sort of model to see if there's that kind of recurring interest that I think this would help instead of just the one-off sort of event uh, format they've been doing.
Yeah, they're trying to partner with FIBA, which is the International Basketball League, and they're just going to add more teams to the league.
Hmm.
And they're going to add development teams as well, like
I guess
kind of
that's
like
the other
soccer
part.
does a little bit. But again, stuff like that, I think it's probably good for the game to have the international game upon it. I don't really know anybody that right now is like, oh, it has to be American, da, 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 whatever. I think it's cool that we have international superstars in our league. Because again, as you know, I'm a soccer guy. To
Hmm.
me, it's like I can watch my team. It's got someone from Senegal, it's got someone from England, it's got someone from France, it's got someone from Brazil, right? And it all works out, and it's really cool. So I think it's kind of dope that we get to see someone from France that balls out. We get to see someone from Serbia that balls out. Someone from USA, Canada. We have a lot of Canadian superstars now.
Hmm.
Stuff like that. I think it's dope. I think it's truly dope. And I'm not mad at the MVPs being from international. The only thing I'm scared about is since this is developing, how much can the USA keep winning gold medals?
That's yeah. I
That's
mean,
the
they
only thing. And that's
they
just me
keep
saying that because I like seeing USA win gold medals because I'm from USA. So
that's true, and then they keep proving that it's possible. I mean, look at last year. I think that's a great example right there. But especially when you have people like Joel Embiid who are from other countries and still want to play for the USA. I think
mhm.
there's always going to be that sort of, I guess, patriotism stuff like that. But yeah, I agree. I think it's really good. Creates competition, especially, and yeah, I'd like to see maybe an more NBA sort of presence instead of FIBA over there in Europe. If that's the kind of, because I know Adam Silver wants to expand, and I think that would be a better way to do it. But we can wrap all of this up. I know this is a little kind of disjointed now that I'm thinking about it, but we're
I
gonna
love
spend
this
some
joint
time.
episodes. These are my favorite. These are my favorite episodes.
Well, now,
Disjointed.
yeah, I guess that's true. But we're gonna spend some time talking about teams that are not, because we already talked about some of them. So we're gonna talk about the other teams that are off to pretty good starts. We're gonna start right here with the Milwaukee Bucks, 3-1.
Kind of surprising in my opinion. I know they have
Mm-hmm.
Giannis, but how much my whole thing was how much does the Dame loss affect them? And right now, I mean, Giannis is getting more touches, which I think is kind of what this team needs to kind of build around and be eccentric on is
Mm-hmm.
Giannis, of course. But to see players, do their job. AJ Green just got that extension for 4 years.
He's
I
playing
think 50
great.
or something million on dollars. He's playing good. I know Ryan Rollins had 5 steals last night. He's doing his job. You got Gary Trent Jr. still kicking on the squad. Of
Yeah,
course, you have
no,
Miles Turner, right? Miles Turner's going to help. So it's a lot of glue guys around Giannis. And honestly, do I
it's
think this is
working.
going to sustain? No. Is it working? Yes. I think it's better than the whole tandem we had with Dame. So yeah.
I agree. I think this. I mean, I think it's sustainable. These aren't guys that are going to get worn out throughout the season. They're young dudes. So
We'll
for
see.
now,
We'll
and like
see.
and like we've been saying, the East. I mean, technically is wide open.
The East is currently stronger than the West.
Yeah, technically, but in terms of the 82 game sort of spectrum and competition to each other,
Yeah, of course,
the
of
the
course.
East is wide open,
Yeah,
especially with the Knicks and the Magic kind of underperforming to start the season. So this is definitely a Bucks team that can compete. They've proven that they can compete at least early on. So yeah, and kind of like the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes. As long as you have Giannis Antetokounmpo on your team, you're going to be competitive. So we'll see where they finish their season or where they even are next episode. But moving right along, this was a team that people had that said we're going to be good up in the East, and they're playing like it. And that's the Cleveland Cavaliers, another 3-1 team.
this to me, when I pick throughout the season, is the 2 seed for me. And I mean, look at Evan Mobley this season. By the way, Mobley
Big
getting a
step.
lot more touches, which I'd like to see. Donovan, I think, is averaging 31.5, which 10 years ago was awesome, but nowadays, but Evan Mobley's getting a lot more touches. We'd like to see. I think he's improved his points per game right now, like 3 or 4. He's averaging, I think, 8 or 9 rebounds. He's a defensive just unit. I know he's averaging around 2 blocks a game, maybe a little just under that, and the same thing with the steals.
Mm-hmm.
So he's exactly what I want in a player if I'm picking a team. I mean, he's doing his thing passing wise. I think he's averaging more than 4 assists, more than 8.5 rebounds, 18.5 points per game, 2 steals, 2 blocks. literally perfect. And you have Donovan Mitchell, 31 points per game. That's your star right there. You still have DeAndre Hunter as your sixth man, which is really good. Jared Allen for defensive and rebounds. This team is built for the regular season. They just need to start building themselves for the playoffs, man. Need to start winning for the playoffs. Because last year they got eliminated in 5 games. Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Who did they get eliminated by?
I want to say the Knicks.
No, the Knicks eliminated them 2 years. Was it 2 years ago?
I don't remember. I do remember last year they had some injuries. That
Oh, they
was a big
lost to the
reason.
Pacers in 5.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
they
They
had
lost to the Pacers
injuries.
in 5. Yeah.
I think Sexton was
So,
out, or not Sexton.
Lonzo Ball getting minutes is always good to see. Welcome back to the lead, Lonzo. I'm always a big Lonzo guy. So yeah, finally see him back in the league, being able to jump.
Yeah, Darius Garland was injured last year. I think that was it. But
Yeah, it
they
was.
still definitely had the team to beat the Pacers at that point. So yes,
Yes.
like you said, teams built for the regular season. We got to see what they can do come postseason. But
Correct.
we'll move on. I know you did not think this was going to happen. Miami Heat sitting at 3-1.
Yeah, I don't think this is sustainable for the Miami Heat. 3-1. Their one loss was to the Magic by 4 on the road first game, so 3-game win streak for the Miami Heat. Don't think it's sustainable. But good start for Miami and Spo. I mean, company's doing well over there. That's all I have to say, really. I mean, they're doing well. I just don't see the Miami Heat kind of staying in that position. I
Yeah,
mean,
to me, this is also just one of those hot starts. But
yeah, I mean, if you want me to go in depth, I mean, Norman Powell's averaging 24 is back to like his Clippers days. I mean, Bam, of course, is going to grab you dub every time. Um, yeah, I mean, Davion Mitchell's going to be your guard now with Terry Rozier banned.
yeah,
The only thing you can say is there's no Tyler Hero.
yeah, but it's like when he comes back, like besides his one season, like what has he really done?
I mean, Jaquez is playing very well
Yeah,
for you, unlike his sophomore season.
that's
Um,
what if
that
you're a Heat fan, that's what I'm looking at, and I'm like, all right, if we're going anywhere this season, it's because of him. So
I mean, yeah, I mean, it was, he had a really good rookie year, and then it was a pretty bad drop off sophomore slump, getting played much less than his rookie year, and now he's
Mhm.
right back up. He's right back up to the same production as his rookie year. So that's what you want to see.
yeah, so
If not,
that's
he's actually doing better than his rookie year.
yeah. So
So
now if you're a Heat fan, that's what you want to see.
yeah,
But all right, last one, and we can wrap it all up. But
wrap it up,
4-1, Golden State Warriors.
I'm gonna ask you first. Are they a contender in the West this year?
I would say if they can stay like this, yes. But I think they're going to sort of teeter out, and they're probably going to be hovering around a 7th seed. But this is also a team that's kind of constructed to catch fire at any moment. So even if they are a 7th seed and they get hot, they could easily be a contender. So you got Steph Curry, you got Draymond Green, you got Steve Kerr, and you got Jimmy Butler. I'm not going to say that team isn't a contender, especially with the way some of these other prominent Western Conference teams have been playing. But yeah, I think you can easily say as long as they have those guys on that roster, I think they will be.
Wow. Well, I kind of agree with you. Not gonna lie, I didn't expect us totally to agree, but I think they're gonna flutter, maybe 6th seed. But if Jimmy can keep sustained play, Curry
Mhm.
can play like the sharpshooter he is. This team's hard to beat in the backcourt.
Do you know he actually leads the league in what is it, steals and blocks? What is that called?
Stocks.
Yeah, stocks. He
Yeah.
has more than Wemby, which is kind of
Yes.
interesting.
Which is, I mean, very close, but yes, very interesting. Warriors had that big comeback against the Nuggets as well.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I mean, their only loss came to Portland, which if you're gonna have one loss, that's not a good one loss.
Yeah, but 82 game season, everyone can drop one. They win the close games against good teams. I'm not too worried about a Portland loss.
Also, who has more stocks than Wemby?
I think Curry does.
No.
Then maybe not anymore. But
Because that means he's got to be averaging like 5 steals a game, and he's not averaging 5 steals a game. No way.
he might. I saw the stat. I think it was, I saw it
Yeah,
this morning. It could have been
he's
old.
averaging
But
1.8.
just look up stock leaders.
All right, bet.
But while he's doing that, we can wrap this episode up with a little bit of NFL news because this will make Brooks mad, I think. But Browns have come out and said there is no chance Myles Garrett is getting traded.
So there's a better chance of winning the lottery.
Yeah. So, sucks to suck, Myles Garrett. Enjoy your money, you ringless
Enjoy
bum.
it. You will enjoy it, baby.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
He will
But,
be in the Hall of Fame. He will have a lot of money.
oh,
I
yeah.
think that's a very successful career.
I can't argue with that. But is he a champion? Not now
No
and
one-
never will be.
No one,
So,
no one. Isn't Tanner McKee a champion?
exactly.
Yeah, and no one's gonna give a fuck about Tanner McKee, dog.
You just you wait. He's better than every quarterback they have on their roster.
That'll be another episode. Nothing agreed. Victor Wembanyama leads the NBA with 6.25 stocks per game. Walker Kessler comes next with 4.33. Zion has 4.
No, not per
Those are your
game.
top three right
Total.
there. Total stocks,
Yeah, not per game.
dog. It will be per game.
No,
He's not
I
gonna be the
mean
total stock
total.
leader.
Total number of steals and blocks.
No,
That's okay. Then we're talking about two completely different things.
we're not.
I said Steph Curry has more total stocks than Victor Wembanyama, not per game.
He doesn't.
Oh, okay. Well, then that stat just was
Think
wrong.
logistically right here. It's been 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
If Curry had more steals and blocks than Wemby,
Mm-hmm.
and Wemby's played every game, that means he still has to average over 6.25.
Well, Steph Curry's played more games than him, and as long as he has an equal amount of steals and blocks, then yeah, it works out. Just because the averages doesn't show it.
No. All right.
Just look up total stocks. That's all. All right, we're gonna end the episode, and we'll come back with you next time. So, peace.